Your entire life, people have measured you with a score that is not even real. They told you intelligence was a number, an IQ score, a grade on a paper, or a degree hanging on a wall. They told you it was about how many facts you could memorize, or how fast you could solve a math problem. They lied because it was easy for them. Real intelligence has nothing to do with school. It has nothing to do with being smart the way polite society says. Real intelligence is leverage. It is survival. It is the ability to make reality do what you want before reality makes you do what it wants. Machiavelli knew this. The greatest strategists in history knew this. While most people were busy trying to look smart, a few were busy becoming powerful. There is a hierarchy, a hidden ladder of how the mind grows that decides who eats and who gets eaten, who leads and who kneels. Most people, maybe 90% of the population, die on the first step. They live in a fog. They think they are making choices, but they are really following a script written by someone else. Then there are the people who climb. There are 7 levels of intelligence, 7 stages of waking up. Today, we are going to tear away the lies. We are going to hold up a mirror to your mind. It will be uncomfortable. It might even hurt because you are going to see exactly where you stand. And once you see the hierarchy, you can never unsee it. The faces of the people around you will change. You will see the strings tied to their arms and legs. You will see the emptiness in their eyes. The only question is, are you brave enough to see where you rank? Look around you. Really look. Walk through a crowded city street during rush hour. Watch the faces on the subway. Stand in line at the grocery store. What do you see? You see the sleepers. This is level 1, and it is the most crowded level of all. The sleeper is not always stupid. They might have a high IQ. They might be a doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant. They might be able to recite Shakespeare or code in Python. But in real life, they are asleep. Intelligence at this level is only reactive. The sleeper does not act. Things act on him. His life is a chain of body and social reflexes. The alarm rings, he wakes up. The boss orders, he obeys. The news anchor speaks, he believes. The ad flashes, he buys. He thinks his opinions are his own. But if you push him, if you ask him why he believes what he believes, he will fall apart. He will repeat a headline he saw on Twitter. He will repeat a feeling his parents taught him. He is a container for other people's ideas. Machiavelli described this kind of man as someone so simple and so trapped by today's needs that anyone who wants to trick him will always find someone ready to be tricked. The sleeper is defined by not having control over his own life. He lives with an external locus of control. Everything that happens to him is someone else's fault. The economy, the government, his spouse, his luck. He is a victim of life, floating down a river he refuses to steer. In his mind, the sleeper is scared of freedom. Freedom is not a gift to him. It is a weight. If you gave him total freedom, he would panic. He wants a master. He wants a structure. He wants someone to tell him what is good, what is bad, and what he should do next. This is why the sleeper is obsessed with agreement. He needs to know what most people think before he feels safe thinking it. He checks the comments before forming an opinion. He looks at fashion trends before buying clothes. His biggest fear is not being wrong. His biggest fear is standing alone. You know these people. You work with them. You might be related to them. They are the background characters in the movie of history. They fill space. They make noise. But they leave no mark. They are batteries. They power the systems built by higher levels of intelligence. They consume. They produce. And then they get replaced. If you are at level 1, you probably aren't watching this video. The algorithm doesn't show this kind of darkness to sleepers. But if you are a sleeper and you are just now waking up, understand this. The pain you feel, that nagging feeling that your life is not yours, is not a sign of depression. It is a sign that reality is breaking through the numbness. When a sleeper wakes up, he does not become wise right away. He becomes loud. He enters level 2, the mimic. The mimic has realized the world is a game. He realizes that intelligence is money that buys respect, status, and approval. But he still does not have his own mind, so he steals the minds of others. The mimic is the midwit. He is the person at the dinner party who uses big words he doesn't fully understand. He is the online activist who grabs the newest cause, not because he cares, but because it makes him look good. He reads book reviews, not the books. He quotes nature but has never stared into the abyss. At level 2, intelligence is acting. It is a costume. The mimic is obsessed with looking intellectual. He collects degrees, certificates, and titles like shiny rocks. He needs you to know he is smart. He needs the clapping. This is the most dangerous level for your ego because at level 2, you feel better than the sleepers. You look down on them. You think, look at those sheep. I am awake. But you are not awake. You are just dreaming a different dream. The mimic is trapped in the Dunning-Kruger effect. He knows just enough to think he is an expert, but not enough to see how little he truly knows. Machiavelli warned about this kind of person. He spoke of people who confuse looking virtuous with actually being virtuous. The mimic believes that if he looks like a leader, he is a leader. If he sounds like a philosopher, he is a philosopher. But test him. Challenge a mimic. Ask him to solve a new problem. Ask him to build a system from nothing. He will panic because he cannot create. He can only copy. He is an echo, a reflection. The tragedy of the mimic is that he is addicted to approval. His self-worth depends on being accepted by the smart people he wants to join. He is terrified of being found out as fake. This makes him stiff. It makes him angry when questioned. If you find yourself always trying to prove you are right, if you find yourself memorizing arguments to win debates instead of searching for truth, you are stuck at level 2. You are a parrot, bright, loud, able to talk, but unable to think. Here is where the darkness starts. When you stop performing for people and start looking at reality as it really is, you rise to level 3, the calculator. This is the fox. The calculator has dropped the need for approval. He no longer cares if people think he is smart. He cares about winning. This is the first level of real control. The calculator looks at the world, laws, morals, and social rules, and he sees they are not unbreakable truths. They are made-up rules, and rules can be bent. Machiavelli wrote, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." The calculator is the fox. He sees the traps. He understands how rewards and punishments work. He looks at his boss, his partner, his government, and he asks, what do they want? What are they afraid of? How can I use this? Level 3 intelligence is transactional. It is cold. It is strategic. The calculator is effective. He climbs corporate ladders not by working the hardest, but by moving the smartest. He knows who to praise and who to ignore. He knows when to speak and when to stay quiet. But the calculator is often lonely, because when you treat every interaction like a deal, you destroy the human part. You start to see people like chess pieces. And while that can make you powerful, it can also make you scared. The calculator is always watching his back because he assumes everyone else is a calculator too. He projects his own tricks onto the world. He trusts no one. This is the trap of level 3. You become trapped by your own plans. You are so busy playing the game that you forget to live. You are efficient, yes, but you are empty. Many successful CEOs, politicians, and hustlers stop here. They have money, they have status, but they have no peace. They live in a constant state of hunting for threats and chances. They are the smartest person in the room, but they are still reacting to the room. They are still playing inside a system someone else built. They are winning the game, but they are not free from it. To rise higher, you must stop only looking out for yourself. You must become like a force of nature. The fox is clever, but the fox hides in holes. Level 4 is the operator, the lion. The operator goes beyond just calculating. He adds something new. The calculator tries to move through the world safely. The operator tries to shape the world with sheer personality and skill. This is the level of high command. The operator does not just see the chess pieces. He moves them with confidence. He is not afraid of conflict. In fact, he grows stronger in it. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." The operator understands this. He is willing to make hard choices that the sleepers, mimics, and calculators are too scared to make. He accepts the weight of responsibility. At this level, intelligence becomes generative. You are not just taking advantage of chances that already exist. You are creating new chances through your ability to get things done. People follow the operator not because he tricks them like the fox, but because he brings order to a chaotic world. He is a lighthouse. He has a vision, and he has the discipline to move toward it, dragging others with him if needed. But the lion has a deadly weakness, being seen. The operator is loud. He stands in front. He takes the credit, but he also takes the blame. He becomes a target because he depends on force and presence. His power depends on his physical energy. If he gets sick, the empire falls apart. If he shows weakness, the wolves attack. The operator is tired. He carries the world on his shoulders. He thinks he is the king, but he is really the highest paid servant. He is trapped by his own ambition. He thinks power is about doing, controlling, and being seen. He has not learned the final lesson of power. The most dangerous things in the universe are the ones you cannot see. Now we enter the deep water, the levels that schools do not teach, the levels moral people warn you about. Level 5 is the Puppeteer. If the fox is clever and the lion is strong, the Puppeteer is invisible. The Puppeteer has realized that direct control, level 4, is wasteful. It creates pushback. If you shove someone, they shove back. If you command someone, they resent you. But if you make them want to do what you want them to do, you own them. This is soft power. This is influence. The Puppeteer does not stand at the podium. He stands in the shadows behind the podium. He whispers into the lion's ear. He understands the deepest parts of human psychology. He knows humans are driven by two things, desire and fear. He does not fight reality. He tempts it. The Puppeteer creates stories. He sets up situations where the ending is unavoidable, yet everyone feels like they chose freely. He is the master of plausible deniability. If a project fails, his name is nowhere on it. If it succeeds, he takes the reward. He works through other people. He uses the sleepers, the mimics, the calculators, and even the operators like his arms and legs. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." The Puppeteer lives by this rule. He is a shapeshifter. He becomes whoever he needs to be to get what he wants. He has no fixed identity. He is water to the sleeper. He is a friend to the operator. He is a loyal advisor to the calculator. He is a business partner. None of them realize they are being guided. But level 5 comes with a terrible cost: dissociation. When you spend your life wearing masks, you forget what your real face looks like. When you treat every human moment like a mind game, you lose the ability to truly connect. The Puppeteer is powerful, yes, but he is a ghost. He walks through the world, but he is not part of it. He is cold, colder than the fox. He looks at humanity with the distance of a scientist watching bacteria in a petri dish. He can predict people. He can control them, but he cannot be one of them. This is the lonely mountaintop of manipulation. Most dark psychologists stop here. They think this is the top. They think being the invisible hand is the greatest power. But they are wrong, because the Puppeteer is still playing the game. He is still moving pieces. He is still reacting to the board. The true master does not play the game. The true master builds the casino. This is the level of the Godhead. The architect does not manipulate people. He designs environments. He understands that what people do depends on the environment. If you want people to walk a certain way, you do not ask them. You do not trick them. You build a hallway. The architect builds the hallway. He creates systems, ideologies, corporations, algorithms, religions, nations. He sets the rules of the game that the sleepers, mimics, foxes, lions, and puppeteers are all fighting over. While the fox is trying to steal a grape, and the lion is fighting for the whole bunch, and the puppeteer is convincing someone to hand him the grapes, the architect owns the vineyard. This is systemic intelligence. It is the ability to think in second dash, third dash, and fourth step results. The architect thinks in decades and centuries, not business quarters. He is detached from the outcome of single battles because he has already rigged the war. Think about the people who created social media platforms. They are architects. They do not care what you argue about. They do not care which political side wins. They built the arena. They profit from the noise. They profit from the conflict. The architect is not evil. He is not good. He is unavoidable. He looks at the world's chaos and sees patterns. He sees the code behind the matrix and he rewrites it. To reach level 6, you must give up the desire for personal glory. You must give up the desire to control individuals. You must fall in love with structure. You must become a student of civilization. You must understand economics, psychology, history, and physics and weave them into one tapestry. The architect is rare. Maybe 1 in 10 million reaches this level. They are the names that live through history. Not the kings who fought wars, but the men who designed the systems that made the wars necessary. But even the architect is not the last level, because the architect is still tied to what he builds. He still cares if the system works. He still has an ego, even if he pours it into his work. If his system collapses, he suffers. There is one level higher, a level that is almost not human. The final level of intelligence is not about adding more. It is about subtracting. It is the void. At level 7, you stop being the player. You stop being the designer. You become the silence. This is total control of your inner self. The void has mastered the ultimate Machiavellian trait: complete emotional and mental separation from the outside world. He owns nothing, yet has everything. He has no fear because he has no attachment. You cannot threaten a man who does not care if he lives or dies. You cannot bribe a man who wants nothing you have. You cannot manipulate a man who has no ego to pet. The void looks at the architect's systems, the puppeteer's plots, the lion's wars, and the fox's tricks, and he smiles. He sees it all as a performance, a cosmic joke. This is not nihilism. Nihilism is hopelessness. This is rising above. The void acts with perfect clarity because his sight is not fogged by wanting. He does exactly what must be done. No more, no less. He's like water. You try to grab him and he slips through your fingers. You try to cut him and he reforms. You try to burn him and he turns to steam, only to rain down on you later. Machiavelli hinted at this. He spoke of fortuna, luck, fate, the chaos of the universe. He said, half of our lives are governed by fortuna and the other half by our will. The void has matched his will to fortuna. He does not fight the flow. He becomes the flow. In Eastern philosophy, this is the Tao. In Stoicism, this is the sage. In dark psychology, this is the ultimate predator. Because if you meet a man at level 7, you are helpless. You cannot read him. You cannot predict him. He reflects whatever you throw onto him. He is a mirror. If you look into him, you only see yourself. He can drop down to level 4 to lead an army, then rise back into the void. He can play the fox in a negotiation, then return to the void. He uses the other levels as tools, but he does not live there. He lives in the fortress of his own mind, a fortress with no doors. This is the ultimate freedom, the freedom from needing to be somebody. And strangely, this is where the greatest power lives, because the man who needs nothing commands everything. Now the mirror is in front of you. Where do you rank? Be honest. The lie you tell yourself is the most expensive lie you will ever buy. Are you a sleeper, floating, reacting, waiting for permission to live? Are you a mimic, chasing applause, memorizing quotes, pretending you understand? Are you a calculator trapped in the rat race, scared, transactional, lonely? Are you an operator, exhausted, carrying the weight of the world, a target for everyone? Are you a puppeteer, hiding in shadows, losing your soul to the masks you wear? Are you an architect, building systems, obsessed with being remembered, or are you moving toward the void? Most of you bounce between level 2 and level 3. You are smart enough to know the game is real, but you still want approval, level 2. Or you are trapped in the deal-making, level 3. That is okay. Noticing is the first step upward. But understand this, the system is built to keep you down. School is built to make you a sleeper. College is built to make you a mimic. The corporate ladder is built to keep you a calculator. They do not want architects, and they are terrified of the void. If you want to climb, you must go against everything your body and society trained you to do. You have to kill the part of you that wants to be liked. You have to kill the part of you that wants to feel safe. You have to accept that intelligence is not about being nice. It is not about being right. It is about being effective. It is about seeing the code. So how do you move up? You do not climb by adding more information. You climb by removing lies. To move from sleeper to mimic, you must wake up to the value of knowledge. To move from mimic to calculator, you must stop caring what people think and start caring what works. To move from calculator to operator, you must build courage and take responsibility. To move from operator to puppeteer, you must learn subtlety and psychology. To move from puppeteer to architect, you must learn systems thinking and patience. To move from architect to the void, you must let go of everything. It is a long road. It is a dark road. Most people turn back. They choose the comfort of the herd. It is warm in the middle of the group. It is cold on the mountain. But the view is different. When you stand at the top looking down at the rushing crowd, you realize that all the stress, all the drama, all the politics, all the noise, it was all just a game. A game you no longer have to play. You can just watch. And in that watching, you find the only thing that matters: power over yourself. But there is a specific method, a mental key, that unlocks the jump from level 3 to level 4. It is the hardest wall to break. It involves a concept Machiavelli called virtù. Not virtue in the Christian way, but a ruthless, flexible strength. Most of you will hit the limit at level 3. You will be smart, successful foxes, but you will always be afraid of the wolves. You will never become the lion. You will never build the empire. But because you still believe in the rules. You think that if you are smart enough, the rules will protect you. They won't. The secret to breaking through, the secret to entering the world of the architects and the sovereign, requires a deep break in your moral programming. You have to be willing to do the one thing society tells you is unforgivable. I cannot explain it fully here. The algorithm won't like it. The sleepers would report it. It is too sharp for the public space. If this opened your eyes, understand that this is only what I can show publicly. There are videos I cannot share with everyone. There are parts of dark psychology that I simply cannot discuss publicly without being censored or losing money from ads. The algorithm buries the most powerful information. Those are behind the join button. If you're still here, you're not like the others. Subscribe if you haven't. But if you want what's hidden, click the join button and step into the architect level. You will unlock exclusive, uncensored videos that go into the deepest parts of the human mind. Most won't. That's the point.